I advocate for more of a society where, yeah, if you don't want to do this action, you are not required to.
Okay. So then, what happens if something happens to Bambi on the street? Let's go now this point of view. Let's say your girlfriend's walking home. You're not there, obviously. I'm giving you a hypothetical here.
Yeah, I know.
She's in a bad area. Something happens to her and she gets hurt. And someone sees your girlfriend, who obviously needs help as a woman, and there's other people there, or it could be a woman or a man, and they choose not to help her. Will you hold them accountable for that?
No.
Or do you feel that they should be held accountable?
Nope. Because if it's that situation, they're taking and acknowledging that there's a chance of them being put into some type of harm. Even like seeing Bambi hurt, yeah, I would have no problem. Bambi already knows this situation. Like with me, if she sees me hurt, walk the fuck away. Do not go down that alley, or do not do that action.
So I don't know if you noticed there, but Don Vader basically pointed out to L0ki that you are not present in the situation, implying that this person is a stranger, and ought that stranger have the requirement to protect me or to save me from that negative situation. Now L0ki's stance was that that stranger ought not have that requirement, because that would go against his framework in that situation, even though L0ki would have a personal bias towards myself. So that's what I gather from there. I'm just going to go right in again.
To get hurt. Because then at that point, there's a chance that two of us are going to be in that situation instead of just one.
Okay. But how does that progressively move society forward, though, L0ki?
Yep. So I'm going to say that when it like moves society forwards, instead of like one person going down an alley in this hypothetical where there's like two people down there with baseball bats waiting for the next person to come down, rob them, it's going to be a better situation. They cannot worry about that action taking place to more people harming them.
In 1964, there was a case of a woman by the name of Kitty Genevieve who was murdered in New York City while being reportedly witnessed by 38 people who did nothing. And this case is one of the cases that would be considered under the bystander effect, an effect where innocent bystanders are not forced to, or mentally would not even put themselves into a position where they could potentially get harmed, even if it is to save another life. It's when people are witnessing a crime or a situation occurring, and rather than interacting with the situation to prevent harm from that person who is the victim, they choose self-preservation and will watch from afar, but not actually cause any support or help. Now, this effect is something that has been documented in psychology, and really, if you break down the argument that is being presented, that really is similar to what is being presented.
Wasn't the hypothetical though? The hypothetical.
No, he's saying how would it better the way he said how this would help society instead of multiple.
But then you got to tie it back to the original thing.
Yeah, it did. So instead of multiple people getting hurt down that alley, going down there to try helping her,
no, I'm not
they're
talking about
going to be.
I'm talking about the original hypothetical about saving a child by just pushing a button.
Yeah, no, now he's created two burning babies. He's actually created two burning babies by saving the one.
The really interesting thing here is that these people are not actually seeming to understand what L0ki is trying to say, because they've got this emotive barrier that they've put up before themselves that is interfering with their communication level.
So in the situation, so even in the situation of like the burning, like saving the child, right? If we're talking this action, first of all, you have no moral obligation because I hold the causal obligation. If you inherently cause someone to be in the state of dependence, you're going to have the moral obligation. I'm pro-life when it comes to any situation. So when it comes to like me saving this kid, I'm acknowledging and I have to understand that at this point, I am taking responsibility of this kid. So anything that this kid does now, I'm responsible until I find someone else to be able to remove this causal obligation from me. Even if it's for a millisecond. If this kid does something, under my care, then at that point I should be held liable.
So L0ki, you said you're pro-life, right?
Yeah, I'm pro-life.
All right. So the button question: if you could press a button and stop a woman from getting an abortion, would you do it?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
If I'm able to stop them from infringing upon someone else's negative rights that they consensually did, unless if it was SA, yeah.
Of people.
So now,
No,
you guys,
Slavery is literally just viewing human beings as property.
let Pompous tell you.
Yeah.
Pompous was going to say something. Go ahead, Pompous.
Yeah. So I have a black girlfriend. She is my property. I don't care what you think, and she likes it that way.
Oh, Pompous.
Wait, hold up a second. Hold up a second. Was it a verbal agreement that she was your private property, or was it just forced upon her?
You forced it.
Well, she'd have to decide if, she'd have to decide. Obviously, right? And force
More than likely, that's a joke.
But do you see? Yeah, but Pompous, you see your girl. You care about your girlfriend. You see her
Oh,
as
to death.
her-
Yeah, I'd kill every fucking one.
Yeah, I care about
he does
Bambi.
he does not see that. He
Wait.
does not see that.
Wait, I care about Bambi a lot. Hold up.
Yes,
You
but
don't.
you
Okay,
care
well,
about her.
okay, so let me ask. No, let me ask Pompish this question because this is the real difference. No, yeah, Pompish, let me ask you the context. No, Pompish, let me ask you the real context defining question. This is the question that needs to be asked. Pompish, if you saw your girlfriend getting beaten up in an alleyway, would you go and save her?
Depends on how she was dressed.
Okay, now you're trolling.
Okay, Pompish, please. Okay, I'm really trying to prove a point here. I need you to not meme with me for 2 seconds.
I'll quit joking. Yeah, but look, my obligation is to not have her there in the first place. That's the better argument.
There you go.
But
if
in this hypothetical,
my
though,
property, I'm going to tell my girlfriend, I don't go there. It's a bad idea, and she's going to go, okay, my man told me. I'll definitely stay from there.
okay, but say she ignores you, right? And she does go down that alleyway, and she is getting beaten up now. You're saving her, right?
To tell you the truth, I would see a lot of signs throughout a relationship that she wouldn't listen to me. That the relationship would be far over before that.
Pompish, please.
Yeah.
I
The
need.
hypothetical doesn't need to be that she's gone to
Okay,
somewhere
yeah,
that
if I
she
fuck
could
up-
be. It could just be that she's in some sort of peril.
Because I'll break it down. Because the answer that L0ki gave was no, he would not save his girlfriend.
That is not the answer that L0ki gave. The answer that L0ki gave was that he would not have the expectation of a random stranger to save me. There is a difference there.
Is your answer difference?
I didn't say that. Hold
You
up.
did say
Hold
that.
up.
You did. You literally argued about how now there's two people getting beaten up in the alleyway. You did. Don't lie to me. You f***ing- Do you want me to rewind the tape on you?
Wait. Yeah, rewind the
the
tape because. Wait, hold up. Because you.
Question: if you're walking down
This
the
is
street-
why, by the way, everyone who asks me, Bobertto, why do you record?
Yep.
Fuck you all.
Replay it.
On
I
it.
told Bambi not to.
So as I can, I just would like to reiterate what I perceive as everything before we watch this, because obviously it sounds like to me what happened was Don Vader had asked L0ki, hey, taking yourself out of the equation, if a stranger was to see Bambi getting beaten up, would you expect them to intervene? That seems to be my understanding of what Don Vader said, and what B is saying here is now that no, that's not the case. L0ki wouldn't save me.
To come down that alley.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then you said, and then if you went down that alleyway, there would be two people getting beat up in the alleyway, right?
No. I told. Wait. My very precise words were I would tell
Oh.
Bambi not to go down that alley if I'm.
But then you wouldn't save her. No, but then
So L0ki did say that, from what I understand as well, that he would have said not to go down that alleyway.
when people press you, you said you
Wait,
wouldn't
hold
save
on, I
her.
told Bambi.
Yeah,
wait,
you're a loser.
You wouldn't save her, right?
You
Wait,
piece of shit,
I'm out.
L0ki.
Wait, post the video.
No yelling,
Post the video.
no yelling, please.
Wait,
no
post
yelling.
the video. Post the
No,
video.
You're a
All right,
loser,
so
L0ki.
very important about before the video come out. Darkson, are you here? Darkson, I need you right now. It's very important. Darkson.
Because with Bambi being my private property, I would have to go down there to protect her.
L0ki,
very
would
simple.
you save me
Is
from a
that
burning
the
building?
case?
You
You don't have to protect your private property.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
would
have
just
to
say
do
with
that.
I would just say with the initial agreement between me and her consensually, I have the moral obligation to protect her. This was part of our initial agreement.
So this would be under the state of dependence argument that L0ki focuses on.
Okay, but then you wouldn't say as private property, you'd say contractually.
What are the
Yeah, I would just say
This
private
agreement.
property because this private property agreed to this agreement and has no problem with being called private property. With this action taking place, I would have the moral obligation. This was part of our initial agreement.
Well, I
You
cannot
don't
deal with
see
the
it
motion.
as
What
a-
my argument is.
There is a certain amount of responsibility you take with dating a woman to make sure she is safe, that she doesn't need to make the job harder for you.
Yeah, but you
that
see, you refer
The
to her as
argument
the
is
she.
like, if she was getting fucked up in an alleyway with two guys fighting her, would you protect her? That's an easier question.
Yeah, and I would have no problem with jumping into the situation.
So that's a different question to what they asked before. I just want to point that out. The question that they asked before was that whether or not he would expect a stranger to protect me.
What a loser.
She is my private property. It's very simple.
Question for you.
Yep.
What does the extent of private property mean to you? Like, can you give Bambi tattoos without her consent?
No, this wasn't part of our initial agreement.
Property.
That is
Weird. Like,
agreement.
Let me rephrase my question. Let me rephrase my question real quick. Pompish, say your girlfriend is getting beaten up in an alleyway, right? And there's some random guy walking down the street seeing it. You'd be pretty happy if that guy saved your girlfriend from getting beat up, right?
I would. I'd
Wait,
also tell
hold
him not.
That's okay. So, from what I can see here, that's not what the debate was. And this is what I'm talking about with the emotive response. So, L0ki's whole point was that a person should not be obligated to intervene into a situation. They gave him a scenario to try and falter him that he could personalize, and it didn't falter him. But if you take away the foundation of the argument, if you take away all the elements that have any emotive response, it would be, should a stranger intervene with a victim who is being hurt? And these people are trying to put an emotive thing on it, but he is like a good debater. He's not going to let their little tricks falter him. But yeah.
Crazy! Because if we go to my screen share right now, L0ki's answer was the opposite! Suck my dick, you absolute lying fuck! Ready to press play when anyone else is!
Hold on.
Ready to press play whenever you guys are! Fuck this
I'm
guy!
hopping in. I'm hopping in, dog. Get
I'm
in the
in.
screen
Looking
share,
at this little
everybody.
smile.
Fuck!
Okay. This was an overreaction for that, I will say.
You! This is why I asked you, are you sure you wanted me to rewind it?
On the street. Let's Everybody go wait. down this point of view.
Shut the fuck up, you absolute—
You're not there, obviously. I'm giving you a hypothetical here.
Yeah, I know.
She's in a bad area. Something happens to her, and she gets hurt. And someone sees your girlfriend, who obviously needs help as a woman, and there's other people there, or it could be a woman or a man, and they choose not to help her. Will you hold them accountable for that?
No.
You feel that?
So, exactly what I thought it was. Don Vader said, "You're not here. I'm giving you a hypothetical." So, yeah. Where is the lie L0ki said?
They should be held accountable?
Nope. Because if it's that situation, they're taking an analogy that there's a chance of them being put into some type of harm. Even
Wild, dude! So tell me again how your answer was different?
B. Wait, B, you moved the goalpost because you said I wouldn't jump in to save her. Are you that?
Yeah, so that's why I had to—
Yeah, so, like, L0ki's right here. Like, the situation that was given was that L0ki wasn't part of it. That he was actually that he was not a third party or whatnot. He was not in the analogy. B is now putting him into the analogy and calling him a liar.
to ask Pompish again, and that's why I rephrased it. You still are a retard. You're still a retard. Because when I asked Pompish, he gave an opposite answer than you did. You dumb dense fuck. You've lost. You've lost. Now you're scrambling. Now you're floundering like a Magikarp. Because I rewound the tape and now you're crapping out. You're like, oh my god, I've been held to account. Oh, now you have to make excuses. Oh, Bobertto's changing the goalpost. Oh my god. That's why I know, and I knew you were gonna say that. You fuck. That's why I asked Pompish again. You fucking retarded fuck. Get called out and played on. You're so predictable because you're a dumb retarded fuck.
Well, that was an escalation.
With no independent thought, you dumb fuck. Let it happen again. Say some more shit again, though, and then say you didn't say it. I'll be right here to fucking clip it, you dumb retarded fuck. Don't ever in your life in this fucking VC be like, oh, I didn't say that when you fucking did. You lying piece of fuck shit. Fuck you. I was so good faith with you up until this point. I really do hope you fuck. Please become a male side statistic now, okay? Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay.